Hello and welcome to Squid Nation. I'm your host, the Squid Gon, once again, and I'm joined by the lovely evil queen, as always, Ebony.
Hi.
And today we're going to be talking about my most hated marathon of all time that we've ever done. We're moving on to the Disney Channel original movies. This was probably not the healthiest option to move on to straight after, the mainstream Disney films, but Madam insisted we get it out the way of, and I hated this. There is no blunt way of putting this. I hated this marathon with a passion. Oh, I hated this. You'll understand why as we talk about it. But you know what? Let's start a bit optimistic, even though it's all gone out the window already. But what was your expectations going into this marathon, everybody?
I was looking forward to it.
Why?
My childhood.
Anything else other than childhood?
No. I remember a majority of the later ones.
Was there any key ones other than High School Musical that you were looking forward to, and Descendants?
Wizards movie?
What was the Waverly Place?
Yeah. And Princess Protection Program. And ones like that.
Right.
Teen Beach.
Right. We'll get to that. But at the minute we're starting off on a bit of unknown territory. Just for clarification, this technically isn't actually every Disney Channel movie because we're basically watching what's available in the UK version of Disney Plus, which I know is missing a few movies, and I refuse to go back and watch the rest because this was torture enough, this marathon. But we're going to be starting off in the 90s era, which I think was 97 up to 99 in this era, which that would be pretty clear. What do you think of this era as a whole? It could be as nasty as you want, Ebbs, it's fine.
It was odd.
Not great, was it?
No.
Sorry for offending anyone's childhood, but I don't care. I am just blunt with these. I hated this marathon, so I have no mercy on these films. Fair warning. If you love me ranting, then yeah, it's your treat. But if not, then come back for the next marathon. I think we're talking about Marvel after this, but you got a few videos yet. Anyway, back. All right, so shall we just jump into this?
Yeah.
This is going a bit off form from the last set of ones because we're just talking about the films in their eras, kind of trying to categorize it, but not fully because there are 118 films with this marathon. So it's a bit hard. So we're just going to be talking out our butts basically. Okay, so shall we get this started, Ebony? You ready?
No.
Yeah, neither am I. But we watched all these, damn it. Okay, let's start off with the absolute gem that was You Lucky Dog.
What a great start.
What did you think of You Lucky Dog?
It's brilliant.
Masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece.
Jack Morgan and his wacky adventures with, what was it, Lucky?
Yes.
Yeah, Lucky Dog.
And Uncle.
And Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince was there as well. And that's all I remember from this film. Which, I mean, for a first film, the premise was certainly ballsy. Having a dog therapist, psychically connect to dogs and become dogs and inherits a rich dog's fortune. It was definitely...
No, he didn't inherit it, right?
No, the dog inherited it, and he had to
help the dog spend it and look after it.
And there was some evil nephews or something, and then
nephews and
then
nieces
and then turning into the dog somehow settled a court case.
Yeah.
This was a fever dream to watch. I honestly don't know how to describe this one. Can you put it into words? Can you put it into a phrase then? A noise maybe.
No.
There.
It's a great start. Let's just say that.
I honestly jaw dropped as soon as he became the dog in the middle half.
Oh yeah.
It was just the shock, and then why did Uncle Phil / the Shredder agree to this?
It was alright for a laugh.
I mean, right, the love story wasn't great in it though, was it?
No, but if you just wanted to laugh at something, it was alright.
I'm glad we had alcohol that night. Let's just put it that way.
It might have not been as funny as we thought it was, but...
I'm not rewatching it to find out, and I'm never rewatching half of these films. In fact, not even half of these films. I think there's 10 films I'd rewatch out of this marathon. But anyway, if you really want a drunk laugh with your mates, put on You Lucky Dog. It is a great torture mechanism otherwise. Oh, God. Right, next one. Brink.
I honestly can't remember much about this one.
It was the skater. It
Yeah,
was like
that's
the
a
skater
skateboard
dude's one,
but
and it feels very much of its era.
yeah.
It was really boring. I mean, I had some decently filmed skate bits, but even then, I think some of the later Disney Channel stuff like had better skate scenes, like some of the like Disney XD shows. There's no reason to ever go back to this one.
No.
Really boring
I don't know
characters.
why I yawned. How fitting is that?
Yeah, well, it sums it up. Really, really boring characters. Really, really boring set pieces. That weird music choices, and the editing feels like a 5-year-old did it. And yes, I know that's rich coming from me, but leave me alone.
How do you remember this so well?
I don't. Well, no, because I remember rolling my eyes at most of it. I haven't got anything else to really say about it other than there's some decently like framed bits, but you know, with modern day and technology, you know, there's so many other alternatives.
Yeah.
If you've seen a sports movie, you've seen this film. I'm like cool with the skate kids, man. I'm like rad. I'm on the brink.
Brink. Why was it called Brink? I forgot. Was his name Brink?
No,
Was that his last name?
I think it was. You tell much. Well, I remember this because
I can't remember.
It put me to sleep. Yeah, I'm moving on immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
This one wasn't awful. This next one.
Halloween Town was alright.
Yeah, it was alright.
Bits of it were cheap.
Yeah.
I will admit that, and it's definitely a product of its time. But the creativity on display, I can admire.
I remember them playing it a lot during Halloween, even.
Yeah,
though
I
the old
remember
one.
that. Yeah. And the poster, if you can see it now, is well, I might edit it in, I might not.
Yeah.
But it looks like a 5-year-old designed it on PowerPoint. But other than that, it was alright.
Yeah.
The skeleton is the best character though.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And the villain was terrible.
The grandma's great as well.
Yeah. It's just everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, the main character was fine. Decent story.
I just wanted more of the grandma.
Yeah, the grandma was easily the best bit. And so what was it? The brother and the
Sister.
and the little sister as well. The brother was annoying, but he got better, and then the sequels completely undid his character work.
Yeah, he just kind of disappeared a bit, didn't he?
And I completely forgot the little sister existed.
Yeah, she was fine.
The mother was alright as well. The mother did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, her and the grandma had some good conflict in there, if you ask me. And again, the villain is awful. That's all I've got to say. But yeah, I can admire them for trying. It felt like they were really putting their all in there.
I agree.
Would you say it was a good film, though, at the end of the day?
I'd say it was a decent film.
It was alright. It's definitely watchable. Bit cheesy, but it's definitely watchable.
Yeah.
Feels like an Adam Sandler film. It feels like Little Nicky.
Which we watched the other day.
Oh. But yeah, if you're a Disney fan, it doesn't hurt checking this one out.
No.
Yep. Okay, I love how fast we're chewing through these ones.
Yeah.
Man, because I don't want to talk about a lot of them. Okay, Xenon.
Xenon.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. I think this was the first, well, the second, like, so bad it was good one.
Yes.
I was wetting myself laughing at this one. Like, the story's, like, so, you know, overdone and, like, cliched in that lot, but that bloody DJ star, that pop star in space, oh, that was pure. That was great. And there was some decent set work, I guess. The CGI was still terrible, but, you know. And Xenon definitely felt like a little brat running about.
Yeah, and the ant was pretty.
She was chill. Am I talking like the 90s yet? But yeah, some good. Was it Raven in this one as well?
Yeah, she was a friend, wasn't she? But she got replaced by someone else.
Zetus Lapidus.
I forgot about that quote.
Oh, you just that fetus as I nickname it, but that's probably getting censored out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was alright. Again, it's fine.
Yeah.
This one wasn't offensive. It was decently watchable at most.
Yeah.
But it was worth it just for that theme song at the end.
Definitely.
Please, listen to it. You owe yourself the legacy of listening to Supernova Girl.
You remember his name?
Well, yeah, it's from the legend, you know. Oh, God, I hated these films.
Oh, no.
Okay, your favourite one was next. Just moving straight onto it. Can of Worms, which I found out was based on a book, believe it or not. Can of Worms was definitely your favourite one, wasn't it, darling? Well, can you review Can of Worms?
It was disgusting.
Can you say it in a noise?
No, I can't even sum up a noise to.
What? Not even a blur.
No. It was just gross.
Well, I mean, the slime effects were good. Honestly, it feels like the 90s version. I don't know if you understand this reference of Fleabag Monkey Face.
Yes, I remember that.
You know, the guy who like burped and farted a lot, and he was just some
Yes.
weird, grotesque monster.
I briefly remember it. Yeah.
I find that disturbing. Like, that's the vivid. You've got a vivid memory of Fleabag Monkey Face.
Yeah, it used to come on CBBC, didn't it? Or something?
No, it was on CITV.
That was it.
Yeah.
In the morning, occasionally.
Oh, it was awful. My brother used to have the books, fun fact.
Really?
Yeah, okay. But yeah, it's basically that, just with aliens that try and invade, and then they, like, get abducted or something.
Yeah, I didn't really remember it. I wasn't watching it.
I mean, the grotesque stuff in it,
Properly.
like, the grotesque stuff, I will actually give credit, is actually really well done.
Oh.
No, because it freaked you out, didn't it? Like, it looks disgusting.
In the pipe?
Yeah, the little alien, well, the worm. Right. But yeah, there's no reason to ever watch this one. Ever. I'd avoid this one, but if you want some good, like, slime humour, it's alright. Just check it out.
Gross stuff.
Yep. It's not a good sci-fi movie, though. God. Okay, shall we move straight on? Because you really want to talk about Can of Worms a lot more.
It's that poster as well.
You know exactly what you're getting into, though, looking at the poster, don't you? Okay, a lot of people said positive things about this next one, and I don't know why still. The 13th year. Oh, God, this was bad. I mean, okay, I'm going to start with some positives. The overacting in this is brilliant.
Yeah.
It is, honest to God, fantastic. Like, specifically, the guy who's looking for the mermaid, you know, that fisherman,
Yes.
right? And the nerdy best friend at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
I finally find a best friend, and he turns out to be a merman.
Oh, merman or what?
Whatever he was. But basically, for those who don't know, this is a film about a teenage boy where the expression of puberty is done through turning into a mermaid. I never thought I'd say that sentence casually. I mean, it's not great.
No, like, I appreciate what they was trying to do.
Like, I mean, like, it's definitely got some more value over a lot of the other ones in this marathon. Like, I will give it that.
Yeah.
It definitely stood out for the overacting,
Yes.
which I did really enjoy. But I think there's a lot of slow, boring, serious scenes with this one as well that lay it down. Ironically, it's when it's trying to take itself seriously, but when it's, you know, just... when it's the irony of it, you know, with some of the phrases and everything.
Yeah.
Brilliant. 10 out of 10. But no, overall, yeah, you can skip this one if I'm being completely honest. I never thought I'd ever say this phrase, but go watch Splash instead.
Yes.
I don't like Splash, but, you know, I'd take that over this.
But Aquamarine. Aquamarine's good.
What is it? We'll save this debate for another time.
Watch mermaid movies.
Don't watch mermaid movies. Just watch The Little Mermaid you set. Okay. Next, an actual good one.
Yes.
And I do genuinely mean a good one.
Yeah.
Smart House. I really enjoyed Smart House.
Yeah, I did.
Granted, it's a bit weird hearing Leela in it from Futurama, but you know. Well, no, it's right. But yeah, I think it's a cheesy plot, granted, but I think it like deals with some very mature themes in an actual believable way.
Yes.
Like it's one of those like when they actually when the two characters, like, you know, the dad and the son, like actually sit down and have a talk about, you know, step parents and everything. That came off as really real. Like, so I can appreciate it for that. Like, it's a good way of compromising with it.
Yeah.
And the Smart House itself is has quite a good amount of development, if you ask me, as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Say so. It's a bit cheesy in places, but you know, if you were expecting Shakespeare, I don't know what the hell you were expecting with this marathon. And yes, and the cheesiest bit in it is that dancing, where there's a bit where the kid is having a party, and two of his mates came down, and they're in sync to this bloody this Beach Boy dance.
This boy band.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Music video.
But it comes out of nowhere. It's so out of place.
Yeah, but it was proper choreographed.
And the CGI don't hold up that well either.
No, but
I think this is a case of the writing outdoes the effects.
Yeah.
Right. It is really well written, and a lot of the subtle scenes really work. The humor actually hits quite dead on in this one.
Yeah.
This is definitely my favourite one of this era.
Me too, I think.
I was it's got a likable cast. I didn't want to throttle any of them. It was beautiful. This was the one where this was the film where I went, maybe this marathon isn't that bad. Maybe I misjudged this marathon. And then we got to Johnny Tsunami, and then I quickly changed my mind. Johnny Tsunami. What did you think of the legend that was Johnny Tsunami?
Really didn't like it, but the grandpa.
The grandpa is. Okay, right. For starters, right, shall we just mention how disappointed I was when 10 minutes in it went from a surfing movie to a snowboarding movie? I was like, no, because right, it opens and like there's some genuinely good like surfing scenes,
Yeah.
and some like pretty good camera shots and everything, and then immediately cuts away from that.
Yeah.
That really annoyed me. But the grandpa he saves this film.
Yes.
He's single. Right, he's got back problems from carrying this film on his back. Legend. Right, but yeah, that's all I've got positive to say about. And when the kid runs away as well. When Johnny himself just pegs it.
Yeah.
That was ambitious. I admire the kid, and for some reason Xenon was in it as well.
Oh yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was the love interest.
Yeah.
But it's a standard sports movie. Kind of boring.
Is this the one with the guy with that really weird hat? Like multiple, like coloured.
Yeah, and
things on it.
And the bloke from the Karate Kid 2 was
his dad.
His dad, yeah.
Oh, what's it called?
Chosen.
Chosen, yeah.
Yeah, Chosen was his dad.
Yeah.
For some reason
And you didn't believe me, it was him.
It's weird in playing a nice guy, alright? As of this recording, I haven't seen season 3 of Cobra Kai, so I don't know if he is a nice guy now or not, but, But yeah, it was just weird seeing him as a nice bloke, And he was speaking proper English and all,
Yeah.
Which is weird, because he can speak better English than we can. Oh well. But yeah, still won't recommend Johnny Tsunami.
No.
It's just average sports movie. Just go watch Cool Runnings.
Yes.
So much better. Okay, your favourite film.
Your favourite.
No, this was your favourite.
This was your favourite.
This was your favourite. I mean, granted, I did smack my head on the wall while
I
watching
didn't have
this
issues with this one.
Yes, you did. You did as well.
Not as much as you.
Right, okay, I did smash my head on the wall.
Exactly.
But that's
I bet
Just remember, right, I say this isn't even my most hated film in this entire marathon. Genius.
It was most hated at this point though, wasn't it?
Oh, I hated this. This was bad. Right, premise. Smart boy pretends to be cool kid to get girls and stuff. Yeah, that is the best I can put it. Like, looking at the poster, you'd think, like, I don't know, maybe he like, cloned himself, like, got an evil clone or something.
I thought they were twins in the swap places. I thought it was like a parent
Well, the Parent Trap, but with leather
thought it was gonna be
jackets
like
and lab coats.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I just thought it was going to be about twins that swap places. One's smart and one's, like, cool, but...
Do you remember the plots of this one? I remember some over-dramatic scenes of him, like, debating with himself, like, what was the right thing to do.
I remember that one scene where, like, he was, like, doing a talk for his class, but he was supposed to be in the class at the same time as the cool guy. So he kept, like, rushing backstage, and then...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I think he had a broken leg as the smart one at that point. Just to make it more convincing that they weren't the same person or something. If I remember correctly.
I remember being very drunk watching this film as well.
I think I probably was a little bit.
I think we had a lot of alcohol by this point. So, genius. Oh god, don't bother. I remember it being very long. I remember it being long. I remember it being boring with the most cliched plot ever. And the kid in it. Sorry.
Even his face looks so smug.
Ugh, God. Just look. I will tell you now. Be who you want to be. That is the message of this film. Just be who you want to be. You don't have to watch this film anymore. I, the professional squid god, have told you who to be. There, you don't have to watch it. I've solved the case. I've solved world hunger next. That is the next mission. But first, we've got to rant about Don't Look Under the Bed.
What's this? I need to look at the picture.
Don't Look Under the Bed. It was the one with the Buggy Man. Remember the Buggy Man one?
I remember now.
Yeah.
I thought I was later on in this. This seems to be going really quick.
Yeah. Don't Look Under the Bed. What do you think of this one?
I mean, I didn't.
I hated the main guy in it. Not the main guy. You know,
The main goblin guy, the demon guy, whatever.
you know the wacky like dream sidekick who turned into the Buggy Man at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, he really wound me up.
Yeah, but I didn't hate this movie on a whole.
I think there's some creative elements in it, like you know the Dream Realm, for example.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it's bad CG, but you can tell what they were trying to accomplish with it.
Like for a kid, like a younger kid's
Horror film.
yeah.
I think there was definitely some good ideas, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, as a young kid, I could see why it'd be creepy.
I think the old Buggy Man plot as well was quite a nice spin on it.
Yeah.
Like, I know you couldn't exactly have like Freddy Krueger going around murdering them, but like I said, that was a good compromise, and you know it was.
That was it. Like the boogeymen were like angels and that, weren't they? That people didn't believe in anymore, or.
Yeah, and like
no, imaginary friends.
Yeah, the imaginary friends, and like once they got forgotten, they like.
And they didn't get played with anymore.
Yeah, they turned into like boogeymen.
Yeah.
It was a good plot, and it was like I think like to a kid, yeah, it would be genuinely unsettling.
Especially me with my story.
They weren't imaginary friends, they were ghosts. We established this. But yeah, I think it was like I think the guy who played him, however, was a bit too over the top, which I don't know if that was his fault or the director's. So.
Yeah.
But like I think like if they remade this, I'd be completely fine with it.
I mean, the transitions when he changes into the boogeyman is pretty creepy in a way.
And pretty intense for how it's filmed.
Yeah, because I remember like one shot where it was just his face with like the sharp teeth and everything.
Yeah. So it stuck with it definitely. So.
Yeah.
But no, I think this is one. I think if they remade this one without music, just putting this out there because when they tried that with Freaky Friday, which we'll get to, that ended up as a disaster. But yeah, I think this one deserves a repeat. I think that'd be good for a modern age.
Yeah, and like they could probably make it a bit more creepy now as well.
But yeah, would you still recommend this one though? It's hard to recommend to an adult, but I think to a kid it'd be.
For a kid that wants to start watching stuff that's a bit creepier. Yeah,
go for it. I'd recommend like Corpse Bride and Coraline over that first. Like, don't get me wrong, but this isn't bad.
Yeah, like.
Okay, right. We've reached the end of the 90s. This is the shortest video we're doing on this, but
no, we've got one more.
Yeah. We're at the end one.
Okay.
Yeah. Horse Sense.
Don't remember it.
It was like the big brother. He's like the cool big brother, and then there's a little brother who lives on the farm.
Oh yes.
This one bored me to death.
It bored me. I think I fell asleep.
Like, I know it was about, rude tooting and hard working, in the great outdoors. But it really bored me. I remember it ending, like,
Wait,
really...
weren't they cousins? Not
cousins, yeah, that was it, yeah.
I can't remember. I don't know. I don't think they were brothers. I might be wrong.
They were family of some description. I think I fell asleep at a few parts in this.
I think I
No, I remember the funniest part, and it disappeared, and it's a shame they played at the beginning, but he was taking the kid to Disney, and then he just leaves him in a ball pit.
Yeah.
That was the funniest joke in it, and then that's it. That's the nicest thing. But also, even if you look at the poster, it looks really boring. And that's kind of just what you get. It's a really, 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 really boring film.
Yeah.
And that's all I've got to say about it. I would not recommend this one. It puts you to sleep. It's not even so bad it's good. It's just...
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the end of part 1. What did you think of the 90s era of the Disney Channel?
Not much to write home about.
It's nothing to brag about, is it?
No.
I mean, right, if you had to rank a favourite and least favourite, what would you say say they were?
My favourite was...
Mine was Smart House.
Yeah.
Did you have a least favourite?
Probably Horse Sense, just because it was so memorable.
Yeah, Horse Sense, yeah, probably, because Brink at least has the decent editing, like, for the actual race scenes and bits.
And some bits in the others you can laugh about, at least.
Yeah, there's some ironic enjoyment, or something to point at, but Horse Sense was, boring.
Yeah.
And I think when a film is boring, it's worse than being bad.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, any final comments on the 90s, or?
No.
But I say thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao.